It looks like maybe he's coming back in. So, but we'll get started here. All right. Welcome, everybody. It is Saturday, the Saturday version of Basics and Fundamentals. And today we are going to see who's coming. Oh, good, he's coming back. I wanna remind everybody about what is going to be happening in this class. This is, as we've said before, the very first launching of Basics and Fundamentals that I've done, and we're going to be doing it in modules. So I was uncertain how those modules would go, but I am much more certain now about how those modules will go. So this is our brush, knee, and push module. You need no experience in order to do that. To start with, we work you up for all the skills that you need. And in the end, you know both brush, knee, and push, and you know hand strums the lute. So we're able to give you a whole section of Tai Chi that you know. And meanwhile, you learn a lot about stances, a lot about body position, a lot about rooting and balance and coordination. So all those basics and fundamentals are included in this module. This module is going to, we are on, let me just make sure, class 6 of this module today, this Saturday. And then next Saturday will be class number 7. And we'll be refining everything that we have learned and going a little more into the rooting. And then on the 8th week, that's actually Labor Day weekend. So because it's Labor Day weekend, we will probably not have class. I will confirm that to you guys. The other morning classes are canceled for that day. So we'll probably not have class on that day, but we will have the Wednesday class. So, and there will be a video of the Wednesday class. And what the Wednesday class will do is really whatever you need for this module. So there'll be a lot of questions, there'll be a lot of refinement of what you have, but no new information on that Wednesday class. Then we'll be starting the next module in the 2nd week of September. And that module will be done all around Grasp the Bird's Tail. And we'll be able to do some new fundamentals we have not done yet. We haven't done a lot about shifting your weight back and forward. And we'll be, again, building up from nothing. So you'll be able, a lot of the bow step, a lot of these things that you've seen before, you'll see again then. So that's where we are. Last time we were working on this brush, knee, and push. And we did a lot with hand shape. We'll review those today. Today we're going to go on and learn the other real basic step of the empty step. It's a step that a lot of people find really challenging. It's introduced really quickly in the first section, usually it has to be, but we'll be able to spend more time on it. And we'll learn, so not only the empty step, but we'll learn hand strums of lute today. We'll be introduced to it. Good morning, Yukiko. Nice to see you here. So let's get started by warming up. Feet shoulder width apart. And as we have come to do, let's just feel our feet. Begin by feeling your entire foot. Entire foot. Just let the bottom half of you get very heavy. And feel your feet going into the floor, just really oozing right into the floor. Laying down roots. Easier to lay down roots sometimes if it's counter to something else. So out of the top of your head, I want you to envision that the top, very top of your head is gently, gently reaching towards the clouds. And because of that connection your head is held there in that gentle reaching position. You're not reaching hard. It's just more like, yeah, maybe an extra ½ inch of height you feel like you have. And then your whole body suspends, just like you were on a coat hanger. And it relaxes, the shoulders relax, all along your spine relaxes, the lower back relaxes. Oh, you're going to notice where that tension is. How about that spine? Is it pointing, the bottom of it pointing straight towards the floor? Maybe if you sort of screw your feet in gently to the floor, it'll open you a little further. You can relax that lower back. Reach a little more to the sky. And now maybe the top half of you is getting heavy, so think about the bottom half of you being heavy and the top half of you being really light. Really, really light. And then we're going to, across our back, we're going to feel energy coming from between sort of the shoulder blades, right behind our sternum. And it's going to emanate out and turn our upper arms. And then we're going to feel like we're blowing up a balloon, those upper arms, and our arms are going to rise. And it goes out of our upper arms a little bit and out of our elbows, and we push down like pushing a ball into water. Comes a point where it's not a push anymore. It wouldn't really push, so we're done. And we bring our arms back. And again, from the center of our back, expanding that back, up, in, out, our arms at shoulder height. Droop those elbows, a little bit of a wave. Pushing down, can't push anymore. Coming back. Still, our feet are heavy, glued to the floor. We do it again. Here it comes. We are so full but light in the upper body. Full, light, extended. And one more time without me talking. Oh, you guys look so great. Now the bottom of you and the top of you is all aligned. I want you to feel your feet. Put your attention in your feet. The whole foot completely connected to the ground. Is all of your weight equally divided between the 2 feet? Is that lower back of yours still relaxed, and is your spine pointing down? Is your spine expanded? Into your feet now. I want you to keep your eyes open. I want you to very carefully let your weight go into the balls of your feet and a little less on your heels. Feel that. Feel how the weight can shift. And then come back to the center. The center where you couldn't really lift up your toes or your heels because they're glued to the floor. We call being centered like that, centered in the bubbling well. Now I want you to let yourself go back into your heels. Keep those eyes open, keep yourself safe, but a little more weight in your heels. You feel how your toes don't feel so glued to the floor anymore. The weight is now in your heels. come back. Center your root in the bubbling well, the whole foot plastered to the floor. Your toes, your heels, your whole foot is glued. Today, okay, we'll talk more about that. Let's turn, let's this time actually, let's not turn from the back. Let's keep ourselves glued, but let's bring our arms up. And let's warm up the upper body a little bit. Remember, our elbows droop. There's nothing holding those elbows except that we've blown up our upper body like you blow up a balloon. Remember Kelly's image, if some of you saw that? Relax those shoulders. You guys look great. Now, we're gonna open in the shoulders. Open, 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 open. From an East Coast tree to a West Coast tree. The circle across your back is getting, the circumference is getting larger and smaller, but it's always a circle. Always a circle, and those elbows are opening, and you're always extended all the way from your back. Fabulous. Fabulous. We could come and notice your the joint in your shoulder is relaxed, but it's also kind of opening. If you can see your picture on your screen, you may not be able to, but if you can, see how those joints are opening or feel how those joints are opening. You can look at mine too and see how the joint at my shoulder is opening and closing. And come in, and remember, push, the push hand, where is the energy coming? Where is the, yes, here, yeah. So imagine that, and back, come in a little bit, and feel yourself pushing out. Feel where that energy would be. And come back into your circle and come in. And now think about getting ready to strike. Put those arms here. We went over these handshakes. Yeah, nice. Put those arms here. Here, right? To strike. Here, right. So I want you to soften your knees, feel your feet. Turn your upper body, but not your knees, and strike out. Notice that my arm is still bent. And the other side, turn. And turn. And turn. Oh, you guys are getting good at this. Not turning your lower body, just your upper body. Nice. Still got the circle. Circles everywhere. Circles everywhere. All right, shake it out. Let's go back to some of our brush, knee, and push moves and review those. So feel whatever, take stock of your body for a second, like anything not warmed up. Want your whole body warmed up. I'm like, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. How am I doing? I'm doing actually okay. You guys doing okay? Okay, any questions about hand shapes? Any questions about the root that we were talking about earlier? About how we were moving it back and forward? So we're gonna talk about more of that later. We good? Okay, fabulous. All right, let's just review our hand movements again. So from here, for brush, knee, and push, we're gonna make a push hand down here, and we're gonna make a strike hand out here. You can mirror me. Remember, you've still got a circle here, right? This hand over here, if you just like kind of let it hang and then put it in a push position, it would probably pretty much get into that position, all right? And our pushing hand rises. We read our notes. We don't actually look at them. Turn our upper body, and as we do, push down with our striking hand and go out with our, into sort of a push with our other hand. Polish the table with the inside hand and get ready to strike. Upper body is still turned. And then turn back. That's that striking turn. And your hand comes down. And now your chest is straight forward. Then you come up and read your notes. Turn, swing. And remember, that's just a big tree push, right? It looks back, but it's still, you're still rounded. Polish the table. Ready to strike. Turn back and up and read our notes and turn, polish the table and strike. Nice. Up, read our notes, turn, polish the table, strike, turn back, up, read our notes, swing, turn, polish the table, and strike. Yeah, up, read our notes, swing, polish the table, and strike. Now, I'm watching you, but I want to go through, we haven't gone through yet, where our eyes would go on all of this. We haven't been doing that. So let me guide you through that. All right, you're looking forward. You bring this arm up. You're still looking out to see everything in the world with your head and eyes in the forward direction when you read your notes. Now, as you swing your arm, this arm, that's the direction of your gaze, but the gaze is still going to be out in this sort of head direction. So we're going to swing and follow, looking out sort of over that arm that swung. Then it's going to, your gaze is going to switch to this inside hand gradually and look over it as you get ready to strike. And then it's going to end up looking forward. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Coming up, reading our notes, turning our gaze to look over that swinging hand, polishing the table, following the polishing table hand, and then push. Up, in, gaze swings, and the gaze polishes, and the gaze strikes. Make sense? We good? We good? You guys look fabulous. All right. Now, before we practice all of that with the footwork, which we worked on before, right? I want to introduce the empty step for you all. So make sure your feet are feeling good. And because we're going to do some more footwork here, I want you to actually have a foot at the 45. So we're parallel to those lines back there. Take a foot, make it parallel. I want to talk about the empty step for a while, for a moment. Let me show you what the empty step looks like. It looks like this. It looks like this. Okay, but how is it different? One thing about this empty step, it's open to the corner. That's same, right? It's same. Our hips are open to the corner, just like in our bow step. But our heel now is not shoulder width apart. It's what we call one line, two sides. See that? One line, two sides. One line, two sides. Now, stand up a second. I want you to do something natural. And then I'm going to tell you, this is the one time I'm going to tell you, well, maybe not the only time I'm going to tell you, that we've been doing a lot about, oh, your body already knows how to do this. This is great. This is wonderful, right? So we put you on rocky ground and you invented the bow step. Remember that? We put you with furry friends in your imagination and you were able to move slowly and balance and shift your weight, right? But this is the case where your body might tell you the wrong thing. So a lot of us have gotten used to kind of this or this. See how my hip is out? Can you kind of see that hip here? See that? I've got this actually on my hips right now. See how that's going? We don't want to do that. We want to keep our hips level. So I want you to actually take a moment, be gentle with yourself, and sit on a hip. I want you to sit on a hip, and then I want you to level it. Level it. And I want you to put one step forward here. Just take a step forward and have your weight this close, but don't have most of the weight in the back, most of the weight in the back. Have your hip out and then push your hip in. Push your hip in. When you do, you should feel the muscles right here engage and get strong. And the reason people stand around like this is because it's easy. It's like a cheater's way, but it's going to do damage to your hip over time. But if you bring that hip in and you put your weight here, everything is aligned and you have strength. You're going to build your strength here. You're also going to feel that after you do it a little bit, you're going to start feeling that's making you stronger. It's also going to be a little tiring. So if you're doing it right, you'll be feeling tired, and it may take a while for you to get over that. Is this clear to folks? Do you find that yeah, good. So this is one case in which what's your natural body, so check for that. Check for that when you're doing it. All right, so one way to help yourself with that is to, again, to just feel it the wrong way and then kind of almost push it in, right? Sort of push it in so that you're aligned. If you really stand on that leg, if you lift a leg up and you really stand on it, you pretty much have to have it pushed in. So that's another way to test it. So you could stand on it, you could be at the corner. I want you to really, to be at the corner. Maybe we would do better right now. Yeah, let's actually go this way. So everybody put your left foot in this direction. And then you can look at me kind of, you can turn your head because your head turns easily. You can look at me. Does this work actually so you guys can see? To see me, because I always get a little confused. I want to make sure, again, you're not doing this, you're doing this. And then push up heel, push, up, toe, push, push. I want these little knee bumps. Remember we did knee bumps before? You're gonna have a tendency to start turning here. I don't want you to turn there. I want you to stay in the corner. In the corner. And if you do, if you really stay in the corner and bump your knees, one knee's going to the corner, one knee is going straight, okay? Because you never want to, and if you're doing this, you should probably be getting tired around now. So we'll go on the other side. And I want you to put your foot here on the diagonal. Here, you can do it here. And again, sort of stand on that foot, stand on that foot. Knee is not locked. Knee is not locked. And bump, bump, bump. I want you to the corner. Bump, bump. And then pick it up and put it down. Bump, bump. Pick it up, put it down. Bump, bump. So I also want you to feel that you can push your weight with the ball of your foot back so you're really in the corner. When you do, don't put that hip out, keep that hip in. Then you can, when your weight's all the way back here, you can pick up that foot, put it down with your heel, and you can push in, push in, push in. And then you could push back on your heel. Remember, don't let that hip come out. Back on the heel. You're still in the corner. And put your toe down. Knee bump right here. Knee bump. Push down. Okay? How is that feeling? Questions?
I still have a little problem with my knee here. I must not be doing it correctly. On the right knee.
Well, if it's, so check all the things that I'm doing, but are you, when you say a problem, does it hurt?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit, okay. So it's very important, the things to check. Number one, are you trying to do a little too much? Don't do a little too much. Make your step really small. So it's a lot harder to do this than it is to do this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's going to hurt less. It's a lot harder to go down. It's a lot harder on your knee and a lot less forgiving of bad position if you go down a long way, right? If you go down a long way. But if you just make a small little bump right now, that's sufficient. That's sufficient. So don't do something that hurts. Keep your hips towards the corner. Keep your hips towards the corner. Put your weight on the back foot. Think about standing up on it and then just really open the other foot. And then a little knee bump, a little knee bump, a little knee bump, and that's enough. Okay?
Okay. Thank
Now
you.
I want to talk about how we're going to get into this. I also, before I do that, it must have taken me over a year to start feeling comfortable doing this stance. And I think it's true for most people. So don't feel like you can get it immediately. Keep it small, but keep it to the corner, okay? And keep that hip in. It's hard to figure out, but just be gentle as you do it. All right, so how would we get into this stance? Let's go into a bow stance. You can mirror me. All right. This is how we might be at the end of a brush knee and push, right? If we push with the back foot and go forward and, oh, I haven't taught you the hand. Oh, we'll teach you the hands in a minute. Push with the back foot. Bring the back foot in. and you can bring it in all the way here if you want, okay, really close. Push with the front toes. Make sure you're turned to the corner, but you're open here, you see? Lift, put your weight you push with your toes to put your weight back here. Lift this foot up and bump down. We're not going to actually bump it, we're going to push down. Push down. Most of our weight is in the back, maybe 70%, 30% in the front. Then we could push with the heel if we wanted, lift our foot up, and come back down, right? Because we just practiced that. So out of a bow step, push with the back foot, stand on the front foot, bring the back foot in, one line, two sides, push with the front foot, lift when all the weight's transferred, make sure your knee is pointing, your hips pointing towards the corner, put that heel down, give some weight in that front, okay? Then when you're there, you can push back with the heel and step out. Move forward, heel, ball, toe, still having your bottom to the corner. That's a bow step. And then you can push forward, bring in, push with the ball of your foot, and you could put your heel down. Weight on both feet, but more in the back. Push with your heel, step out, and go forward. Okay, we can do that on the other side, because you're probably getting a little tired. We can push with the back foot, take all the weight in our front foot, bring the back foot in, push with the ball of the front foot. They're both connected. Make sure you stay turned to the corner. All the weight in the back foot, don't put that hip out. Lift the front foot up and put the heel down. Bump. Push with the heel, out, transfer weight, right? This is a way you can practice. How are we? Okay, good. All right, how are the hands for raise hands and step forward? So the hands are pretty simple. We're like this. We're gonna shake hands. Reach out, shake hands. Reach out, shake hands. But we're not gonna actually shake. We're just gonna reach out, but let our fingertips go down a little bit. So we're gonna end up with a little bit of this curve. Why? Because if someone grabbed us here, and they pulled us, and we let our hand go like this, we have a better chance of slipping out. You see that? Okay, so here we are, they grab us, we give way, and then we're gonna turn our upper body, and this hand is gonna come in. So it's like this, and then like this. You see? It just came in, but we turned, so it ends up sort of being right here at the center of our chest. Make sense? So, shake hands. It goes down a little bit. Turn, it comes in. And when that happens, I want you to turn the thumb up on the other side. Okay? And it's a little cocked. You see how my hand's a little cocked? It's not just that in order to get the thumb up, it's a little cocked, right? We call that sitting. So again, we were like this. We shake hands. A little further, our fingertips go down just a little bit. Then we turn our body, and when we turn our body, it motivates us to also pull our arm in. We're pulling that arm out, or we're pulling the guy with us if he doesn't let go, or she doesn't let go, if they don't let go. Then what I want is this arm to rise up, and I want this hand to strum the lute like this. See that? So it's going to look like this. Boom. Right? This rises up. It's not like it does this. It just rises up. It's down here, rises up. This hand's in here. And remember, we pulled out, strum the lute. Okay? Questions? Try it on both sides. Promised you we'd always do everything on both sides in this class, right? So we're here. First thing, they grab us, we give way, and our fingertips go down a little bit. Then on our hand down here, the thumb's going to go up as we turn, and it pulls our arm in, right? That's all that happened. We bent our elbow as we came back. We've still got some distance here. And then as we're turned, one up, it just rises, the whole arm rises, and then strum that lute. Strum that lute. From here, give way, down, in, strum. Question? We good? Let's do it on the other side. And we're here. Give way. Turn on that direction and put your thumb up over here. Raise your arm and strum. From here. Give way, fingertips down. Turn, it comes in, thumb comes up, and strum. All right, let's put those together. Hand strums the lute. All right, so here we are. You just mirror me. We're gonna move forward as we shift our weight forward and free this back foot and bring the back foot in. Now, we're going to push with the front foot and turn. How convenient. We wanted to have that whole body to the corner, right? And this is up. This thumb is up. All of our weight on that back foot, don't put that hip out. Pick up this front foot, put the heel down, and let the heel root as we strum the lute and raise the hand. Fabulous. One more time. And wait a minute, I'm not right. Okay, on this side, there we go. Forward, foot in, back, thumb up. Don't let that hip go out. We're all to the corner, even though we're not looking, we're looking straight ahead. All our weight in the back, pick up the front foot, put it down, one line, two sides, right? And up and down, up and down. It's one up, one down. What you're doing here, you did your brush, knee, and push. They grabbed your arm. Well, you give way with them, you grab their arm, you push back and turn, they come here, their arm is now, where's their elbow? Right here, right? You put your foot down and you go like this, and their elbow's right underneath your where you're taking things in two directions. We call this a split energy. So it's a martial art move. It also looks like you're strumming the lute. So you tell your friends that you're strumming the lute, right? All right, now we're gonna go into all of this again next week, but I wanna give you a sense of how it all flows together. The purpose of this was really to teach you the empty step and give you something to practice and to introduce this to you, not to have you master it, not to have you master anything. I'm gonna do all of this again next week. But let's go and just combine it a little bit, okay? So here we are. Right arm is forward, left foot is to, we're in a bow stance. So our feet are shoulder width apart. We're gonna push with the back foot and give way with that front hand. No change on the left. Bring that back foot in. We're gonna push with the ball of the front foot and turn. And when we do, notice my hand on the left is ready. My hand on the right is ready. My weight, I'm to the corner. My weight is on my back foot. Lift the front, put it down on the heel pad, and sort of like you're planting a seed, I want you to push into that heel pad as you strum the lute. Then we can swing as our weight comes back, step out, swing step, polish the table, and strike. Now we don't quite do it this way in the form, but we're going to do it right now because we know both sides. Push with the back foot, which is our right foot. Let our right hand come down a little as we shake hands. Push with the left foot, turn to the corner. And heel, strum the lute. One strum. And back. Now we're going to do another one, right? We're going to do another brush knee. We've done this before. Push with the back foot. This is what I meant to do before. Polish the table and strike. Now we're going to do a hand strums the lute. Push with the back foot, shake hands. Bring the foot in. Push with the front right foot, turn, bring in. Are your hands ready? All the weight on the back foot to the corner. Pick up your front foot, put the heel down, and one up, one down. Putting energy into that front foot. That's your introduction to what it is that we're going to be doing. So before we finish next week, you're going to have this sequence, which you can do any way you want, and practice these techniques on both sides and all the basics and fundamentals that go with them that we've introduced. Any questions at this point? We okay? I'm seeing some thumbs up.
Great. Yeah, it was good. I was just moving. I wasn't doing all these stuff.
You know, Marlene, I have to say you're pretty new to Tai Chi, I think, right? Your movements are getting so much smoother and open and connected. When I see you just even go, just even like, oh, we've been doing a lot of work, and you know, it doesn't look like this. It's open, it's big, it's connected, it's lovely. So
thanks to you.
well, Tai Chi, it's the Tai Chi magic. That's what it is. It's the Tai Chi magic. All right, any final questions for today? Fabulous. Have a good Saturday. Next week, more of the same. And then we'll be refining this in the Wednesday class. which you can either, which you can come to. I think actually you guys often come to the Wednesday class, so I think you'll be good. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Thank you very
Dee.
much.
Bye-bye. You're very welcome. Have a good
Bye.
day.
Have a nice weekend.
You too.
I will.